Now, I know there's a lot of talk about the drama surrounding this movie. Is it good? Well, don't worry, darling, because I'll let you know.
Hello, Adam Ryan Donato.
Hello, hello. My name is Adam, and I'm here in a different place. As you can see, these aren't movies. These are players who probably hated each other, actually, now that I realize this, because I have two LeBron, one D Wade, and then Kevin Garnett. They played each other, and there's a lot of beef there. Weird. Elephant. Little Pikachu. But yeah, Don't Worry, Darling was one of my most anticipated movies of the year because it was directed by Olivia Wilde, who directed Booksmart, which is one of my favorite comedies of the 2010s. The cast is an all-star lineup. Obviously, Florence Pugh from Midsummer and Black Widow is in this movie, and she's our lead as a 1950s style housewife who lives with her husband, Harry Styles, who works for Chris Pine, who runs this utopia kind of living situation, this suburban paradise, and he runs this company called the Victory Project. There's something up, there's something going on, and we gotta find out why I'm having nightmares and I'm seeing things and people are acting funny. To comment on the outside stuff, no, I do not think that Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine. I do think that Chris Pine did not care for the hullabaloo that was going on because of all the drama surrounding the movie. I think the drama surrounding the movie is no way indicative of the actual quality of the film itself. I have very little opinions about Shia LaBeouf. I don't really even know what was going on there. Olivia Wilde with the whole Jason Sudeikis thing. I'm very new to all of this drama. Someone showed me a Harry Styles song the other day and they were like, here, see, this line is what scared Jason Sudeikis. And I'm like, whatever that means. I thought this movie was kind of mid. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed myself. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes, which I think is a little bit long, especially since there wasn't much there for me personally. I think the performances were pretty good except for Harry Styles, which I never watched the clip where Harry Styles was talking on social media and people were making fun of him like, oh, what a bad American accent. I went straight into this movie, well, because I knew I wasn't gonna have an opinion because I never know if accents are good accents or not unless they're obnoxiously bad like Florence Pugh in Black Widow. So I thought I would give him the benefit of the doubt and wait for the movie to come out. And then in the movie, it says that he's British and I'm like, okay, so that's why he sounds weird. Because at first I was cringing every time he said things and I was like, oh, that's not how it's said, you know? But then it was like, oh yeah, he's British. And I'm like, okay, then why are we complaining about this? Chris Pine is awesome. He's usually awesome. I love Chris Pine. Nick Kroll is in this movie, and every time he shows up, I didn't know if we were supposed to take him seriously or not. It's just Nick Kroll, and I love Nick Kroll. I think he's hilarious. I think he's a great creator in Hollywood. I really enjoyed him here, but he definitely felt out of place with all these. No offense, Nick Kroll. You're a very handsome man. Compared to the likes of Chris Pine and Harry Styles and Olivia Wilde and Florence Pugh, you are ugly as dog shit. So it's just kind of jarring to see him in this role. This movie is pretty tense. A lot of the stuff that we see in the trailer is obviously in the movie, so it's less impactful, like the glass thing and then her dancing ballet, her out in the desert and whatnot. So I really wish that I would watch less trailers, but every time the trailer came on, they played that Bang Bang song and Harry Styles opening the door for her. I just had to watch. It really makes me appreciate a movie like Barbarian, where I knew nothing about it going into it and was completely taken away because this is all brand new information for me. You know, like when that other character shows up in Barbarian, I was like, anything could happen now, I guess. I guess my big issue with Don't Worry, Darling is I just wish it was building to something bigger or had something to say in some kind of way. The critics that I was talking to afterwards seemed to think that had themes about gender roles in relationships, and I see where they got that from. I just don't think that that was explored enough in the movie. I don't think it was about anything. I think it was just like, oh, you know what's hard? Being a suburban housewife in the 50s. I was just looking at her life and like, besides the nightmares that you're having, which I don't know why you're having, just take the medication. Just take the medication, then you won't have nightmares. Now you can live this rich paradise with your husband that you love. I don't know. I didn't really see what the big issue was. Besides, I guess Margaret's got her whole thing going on, but like, she also probably didn't take her medication. There's a lot of loose ends that aren't tied up. Just basically the twist of this movie. And by the way, saying there's a twist is not really a spoiler because the whole entire marketing campaign is like, what's going on here? So of course there's gonna be a twist of like, here's what's going on. And honestly, it's very underwhelming, very simple, very boring, very vanilla, bland, had nothing to say, was nothing to me. I mean, this movie kind of spoke to me personally with some of its themes because of the place in life that I am in at the moment. Overall, just disappointing. I thought it was very well acted, very well shot. My buddy said he's like, I like the idea, just not the execution, and I feel the opposite. I feel like the execution was really well done. The performances are really great. It's a beautiful looking movie visually. There's clearly a lot of money put into the sets and the production design. You know, the soundtrack is fantastic and it's very well used. I just think that the script, there was not like, I wonder what the inspiration inspiration was. And maybe this is something I need to sit on, and maybe it's something that I need to listen to some interviews and see where they were coming at with this kind of a story. But it's just liking this to Get Out, because like, oh, someone who has a comedic background, Booksmart, Olivia Wilde, is going and making kind of a horror thriller type psychological, societal horror. This was supposed to be Get Out, but for white women in the 50s, especially since I really recently rewatched Get Out after watching Nope. Get Out is so involved and so in-depth, and yes, it's blatant what it's about, but it's clear what it's about, but there's a lot of layers there. There's a lot of intent behind it, and I just don't see much of the intent behind the twist of this movie and what's really going on. I think it's a fine experience. There's a lot of very good looking people in this movie, and they're very attractive, and it's a very beautiful looking movie. Honestly, turn the sound off and just watch. Or the soundtrack's really good too, so listen to the soundtrack. Oh, one thing I want to point out that I thought, by the way, the score, it's like a lot of like female heavy breathing, and to me kind of reminded me of like women giving birth. You know how they're supposed to breathe in a specific way? Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about, but that's just kind of what made me think of. Still enjoyable enough movie. I think that it will do decently well, especially due to the controversy. I'm excited to see how it fares against Avatar this upcoming weekend, but I definitely think there's an audience for this movie. The Harry Styles stans will be out there. Florence Pugh has a very huge community of fans. Not to mention, I think people don't like Olivia Wilde these days, but they do like Chris Pine, so who knows? 3 out of 5 from me. I had a fine time watching it. Honestly, most of my complaints are that I wanted it to be better, and I wanted to like it more, and I wanted more from it. And I don't see myself rewatching it, so I don't really see myself bumping it up. I probably will get the Blu-ray though, so I might rewatch it in like a year, but 3 out of 5 for me. What did you guys think about the movie? What do you guys think about the controversy? Did he spit on him? Thank you guys so much for watching and putting up with my setup here, but you guys keep going to the movies. Go watch Avatar in 3D. Go watch Jaws in IMAX. Go watch Don't Worry Darling. Maybe. I don't know. There's some good horror stuff out. Go watch that instead.